I'm going to be financially free and I'm taking you with me along this journey. No secrets, no fluff, full transparency on every decision I make. I'm breaking down exactly what I'm doing with all calculations, pros, cons, and everything that's going to happen in this journey. This is a raw, unfiltered journey towards financial freedom. And if you want to follow along, you can learn from it. Let's get started. Alright, there are 3 things we're going to talk about in this first video. The first investment I've made to get this journey started. The second thing is how to increase your mortgage in order to access funds. And the third thing is the reinvestment strategy I'm going to implement in order to get a faster ROI. Also, let me first introduce myself. My name is Nicky Verhoeven. I am from the Netherlands and I've been working in a diaper factory for 6 years. Before, in 2018, I started my first business. After a while, I could quit my job and continue with my own business. So that gave me the first ways of feeling free. But now the journey, of course, is to be financially free from passive income, from real estate. And I'm going to take you along with this journey, like I said before. There are 3 important pillars I want you to understand that are very important to me on this channel. First one, full transparency, my finances, decision making, and actual results. The second one is educational. I want to be very educational towards my audience so they can learn from it with no strings attached. The third thing is also important for myself, is to keep myself accountable in order to fulfill this journey towards financial freedom. Alright, the first goal we are having is to reach 5,000 euros per month in passive income by real estate investments. Because with $2,500, that basically gets me free, and the other $2,500 will get my girlfriend financially free. Alright, let's talk about the first investment. I will show it on the screen. It's a investment villa in Bali, Indonesia. It's a 3-bedroom villa with 3 bathrooms and a private pool. The projected monthly profit will be around 2,200 euros per month. And in the next video, I will be explaining this complete case, how I did the research, why I bought this one, and why it's going to make this amount of cash flow per month. Alright, let's move to my screen and talk about the cost of this first investment. The total amount I am going to pay is 218,000 euros. That equals around $225,000 or $230,000. First of all, we had the notary cost for the due diligence. I will explain everything later. 449. The first down payment was 25,000 euros. The second payment was almost 14,000 euros to extend the leasehold, because this is a leasehold investment. I also will explain this later. Then I had to sign with the notary. I paid a total of 81,000 euros, and I paid some extra notary cost, 3,700. Now I paid the second payment for 32,000 euros 2 months after I signed. And now the villa is still in progress. I will show some pictures on the screen. They are working on the tiles right now. It's coming along nicely. It's currently January 31st and the villa is supposed to be done on the end of April. So I'm supposed to pay the next 25,000 real soon and the last 9,000 at completion. Alright, let's move to the next step. This is where it gets interesting, because there are a lot of possibilities in order to release funds from, in my case, my own home. And these are things you might be able to do yourself. So what did I do? Back in 2015, I bought this home where I'm currently in, because I'm working from home today. Bought this house for $176,500. And 6 years later, in 2021, the value had already risen to 305,000 euros. That's a increase of 128,500 euros. But the next step is to make this appreciate value, to release it basically, to use it for the goal to your financial freedom. So I decided to hire a financial advisor to guide me through this process. So I opted to refinance my mortgage, increase my payments to access the 128,000 euros. Done that. In a situation like this, the bank is going to ask you for documents in order to make sure you can pay your mortgage fees every month. And of course, it's a what they call secure loan, that if for some reason you won't pay your mortgage loans anymore, they can foreclose your house, sell it in order for them to get their money back. This is something that's always in your mortgage contract, at least in my country. That's what you call that. So in my case, I could afford the extra monthly payments, and that made me able to release these funds. Right, next up, my mortgage of course increased in price. It was 685 per month, and it increased to 909 per month because I basically increased my mortgage. But the key here is to reinvest the money that you release in something that of course brings you more money than the actual difference in your mortgage price. In my case, it's like 280 per month that my mortgage increased. But on top of that, I got way more profit because of the investments I did. And this is basically a hack what you can use in order to become financially free faster. And that's of course exactly what I did. So I used this money to buy 2 apartments in the Netherlands. The first one is 180,000 euros. And of course I had to pay some taxes on it, a lot of taxes. So the price increased to 194,000 euros. And I used the bank as well to finance this apartment. This is what we call leverage, basically the 8th wonder of the world, where you get interest on interest and you can use other people's money in order to get money yourself. So I financed this apartment for 70%, is what we call a loan to value. So I got a 140,000 euro mortgage on this unit and I paid down myself 54,000. Of course, every month this unit has a mortgage, which is 550 euros per month. And this is based in principal, the amount that you actually paying off your debt of the mortgage. And the other side, we have the interest. And the interest is, of course, the little part where the bank is making money. Next to that, I had to pay community cost because it's an apartment that was 200 euros per month. And the monthly rent I was charging my tenants was 1,250 per month. So that gave me a 500 profit netto per month. Which is tax-free, by the way, in the Netherlands. And of course, the tenants are paying off my mortgage. Also very valuable because this is basically also ROI or yield, but you just can't directly see it in your bank account. The second apartment was 210,000 euros plus taxes, 228. But in this case, I could get a higher loan to value of 80%. So basically the bank is paying 80% of this unit, which was 160K. The other 68,000 I financed by the other part of the appreciation for my own house I released. And the mortgage was 600 per month, community 150, rent also 1250. So this also gave me a net profit per month of 500. So right there, the cash flow counter per month is on 1,000 per month, which is not enough to take care of myself and my girlfriend. So the ROI in the Netherlands is very bad. So I decided to sell these apartments after 3-4 years. So I sold them. Of course, in those 3 years, I've been making money with the rent. I've been making money because the tenants were paying off my mortgage. And I sold them with a little bit of profit as well. So these funds got released again from these 2 apartments. Additionally to that, I loaned myself 75,000 euros from my business, a personal loan. To buy this first villa. All right, let's talk about the villa. Based on my calculations, I will get an estimate of an average monthly profit of 2,200 euros per month. However, in the calculations we are going to use in this journey, we will calculate with 2,000 euros to stay on the safe side. Next up is levering cash flow. The 2,000 euros per month that I'm going to be making profit, I'm going to reinvest it in multiple assets. The first one is going to be in a cash bank account. I'm probably going to get 3% interest on that. The second one is 50% of the funds in stocks with a DCA strategy. I will explain that later as well. And the other 25% I'm going to invest with the DCA strategy in Bitcoin. The first one is on a high savings account with a 3% interest annually. For the stocks, I'm calculating on the lower end for 8% per year, and for Bitcoin, I'm calculating with a 50% per year. Of course, these are numbers that I'm calculating right now myself. I'm not sure how this is going to look like in the future and what the actual results are going to be. But I'm going to show you my screen in just a minute, where I can show you how these calculations are going to look like and how the forecast is going to look like. But the fun thing is, in this YouTube journey, I'm going to show you everything, what the actual results are going to be. So yeah, that's the fun part. All right, guys, I'm showing my screen right now on my laptop. In the left top, we can see the forecast of the Villa Valencia, Villa number 3 in Balangan, Bali. So the total cost was $218,000. The nightly rate on Airbnb is going to be $220 or euros. But you have to keep in mind this is something the most people won't tell you, that Airbnb is getting a percentage as well. And most of the management companies in Indonesia, or at least in Bali, are not taking this in consideration. So they are calculating with actual revenue that is coming into the bank account from my villa in the management company's bank account, but that amount is already deducted with the 18% for Airbnb. And I believe the percentage also is different per country, but for Bali I calculated with the 18%. So we have 265 days a year with an occupancy of 70% and a profit margin of 60%. The reason why the profit margin is only 60% because I have a management company doing everything for me, from the maintenance, cleaning, check-ins, booking, management, basically everything, including a pool cleaner, gardener, basically everything. So the only thing I have to do is focus on my own business, and this is running in the background without costing me any brain space. So we think that 85% occupancy is going to be doable, but in this case I'm just calculating with the 70%. That gives me an annual profit of 27k. On that I have to pay 10% taxes to the Indonesian IRS basically. After that we have a profit of 24,889 left, which equals around 2,074 per month. If the occupancy is higher, it will probably be higher. But in this calculation, I try to be on the safe side and just calculate with a 2,000 profit per month. And here on the right side in the black area, I will update the actual results once the villa starts performing. So next up is the reinvestment strategy. So the 2,000 per month, we're going to reinvest 25%, aka 500 euros, in a cash yield account with 3% interest per year. So after the first year, it will make 83 euros, the second year 351, third year 810. This is going to be very slow, but it's a safe bet. The reason why I need some cash, because this is the first investment. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Maybe some things are going to break outside of warranty. Just want to be safe, stack up some cash in order to keep that business running. After that, we'll probably reinvest more in Bitcoin and the stocks. When we look at the Bitcoin section, we also invest 500 euros per month with an annual yield of 50%. The reason why I chose 50%, because if you look to the history of Bitcoin, it's way more than 50% per year. But of course, the price is getting higher, and the fact that it needs to double in market cap in order to double in price, that is going to be less likely. So I took 50% in this case. But as you can see, after the first year, we made an extra 1.5k. Probably instead of keeping it in the bank account. So the Bitcoin will probably outplay the global interest rates. And then for the stocks, 8%. And as you can see here, after all of these three assets are reinvested, I get 26k in profit. In the first year, second year 58, third year 99, fourth year 154, and in the fifth year 232. So in the fifth year, I should make a ROI because I only invested 218,000 euros. And then it's time to, of course, see what options are for the second villa. That's going to take another year to build it and before it starts performing. So from there on, the goal is to reinvest as fast as possible to buy a new villa, to get that cash flow to my goals, because like I said, the goal is 5k per month. And here, of course, I'm gonna fill in all the investment results. These are just filled in to make sure the calculation is working, but this is going to be the actual results compared to my forecast. So it's very fun to see if it's actually accurate or if I'm like doing something wrong. And here we can see the calculations for year one and per month, second year, third year, fourth year. Here in the beginning, I did the monthly profits a little lower because we need to get the Airbnb listing back on track, or at least get it started. So probably the nightly rates will be a little lower. So in the first year, probably gonna make like 10%. And after reinvesting 12, and here as well, around 12%, maybe 15, maybe 18, depending on, of course, the occupancy rate here. But I try to calculate with a low amount, so I can't, feel bad after the performance is bad or whatever. All right, guys, so that's the first video. In the next video, I will be showing you exactly how I bought this villa, what research I've done. So yeah, basically everything that you need to know. Thanks for watching and talk later.